welcome to this long-awaited video. We're behind me at Carbon Steed, based out of Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, headed up by Gary McDonald, who's had about 12 years of experience in painting road bikes and also carbon fibre repair. Him and his team over the past 3 days have stripped, assessed and repainted the Chinese carbon bike I purchased direct from China at the back end of last year, being the Windspace. Now quickly regarding the assessment side of things, Gary and his team are experts in assessing carbon fibre damage and then repairing that damage. They don't typically do end-to-end carbon fibre bike inspection and then provide, say, a quality assurance report. However, after spending 3 days here with Gary and his team, watching them use their technology, watching them use their eyes, and also a conversation I had with Gary, which I'm going to share with you, I am confident that I can walk away from Carbon Steed with an understanding of whether or not this Windspace bike is of high standard or not. So let's get into it.
I will run, I will rise, I will grow. I will climb to the place I belong. I will fight like the world's never known. Like the world's never known.
First of all, obviously pull all the fittings off the frame, get it ready to work on. Then we're going to run it inside to Tamara in the office, and she's going to do all the measuring up of the decals, making sure all the sizing's correct, working out the exact layout as to where everything's going to go. From there, we're going to run upstairs into our dry sanding room, and we're going to sand the frame back. Whether we take the whole thing completely to bare carbon or not, we'll sand it back and have a bit of a look at it and see what we find. From that following day, we'll come down. Dean, who was just running around behind us there, he'll be doing the paint work on it. He'll get it into the spray booth there, get the decal layout, get the white on, decals black, bit of clear. Next day, we'll give it a polish and all done.
My whole life's a party. Time to start it up. My whole life's a party. I can't get enough. Yeah, I run the city non-stop. Double up as the bass drops. Adrenaline pumping, I got the green light. Off the ground, so out of sight. Get it, living it now. So insane, wildin' now. Wow, bring it down the house. Nothing but love in the crowd. Ow, good life, we die. So lavish, feeling gaudy. This room was made for parties. Obviously acting naughty. Loud noise, make them jump. We're invincible and young. Don't be talking about this for months. We animals, wild ones. About to blow now. Are you ready for it? It's about to get crazy. Come and get it. It's about to blow now. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Are you ready? My whole life's a party. Time to start it up. My whole life's a party. I can't get enough. VIP for all my friends. Wish this moment would never end. Forever shedding our innocence. Our youth is such a benefit. Yeah, we just got started. No limit, take it the farthest. Too hip for them to card us. Point me to where the bar is. So it's
I never dreamed that you would feel the way I do. I thought that I would know just what to say, but suddenly my voice is feeling very weak. If only my heart could speak. You're making me confused. I'm puzzled and bemused. I'm fuddled, heart's been puddled by the thought that we're more than just a fling. Where did I put that ring? If only my heart could sing. If what was in my chest could be expressed, you'd understand my view. But I could never teach myself the speech to say how much I love you. The time to think of any rhymes, not a poet, and I know it all too well. I'll try to find the words, but they're playing hide and seek. If only my heart could speak. If only my heart.
Something to believe in. I'll give you heaven if you need it. And if your heart can't receive it, it's a sign. Who can say what we know is true? And if we lose, do we really lose? Or is it that can lead you to find it's never too late to set your soul straight. And if I feel the same, I'll give you something to believe in.
Well, I've seen a lot of Chinese frames over the years.
Chinarellos?
Yeah, Chinarellos. I'd definitely not call this frame a Chinarello. I don't know about its price point, but I've certainly seen a lot worse. We were talking a bit earlier ourselves about, I've seen bikes with catalogs stuffed down the seat tubes used as molds and all that sort of stuff to keep things open, and this isn't in that league in any way, shape or form. When I looked over it to start with, the paint I thought was good without being outstanding. I certainly, there was a few things, if it was coming out of here, I would have liked to fix on it before it left.
Including what?
Well, we pointed out, I think, on the down tube here, it looked like it had a touch up somewhere and it wasn't quite polished properly, and just a bit of that. It looked like it had been painted by somebody who wasn't an expert painter, yes, and then sanded and polished and all that sort of the things that I don't like being done, Yes, okay. But in saying that, there was nothing super bad about the quality of it. I've seen a lot worse coming out of, OEM bikes. Yep. Hated the decal, as we mentioned.
Yes.
So
why was that?
Well, it just looked dog ugly. It was really thick, and that's what it looked to me like. It was a vinyl decal that they'd put on, which we hate putting on vinyl and clearing over the top. We do it from time to time on customer request to get a special effect or something. However, when I sanded it, it wasn't vinyl. It sanded off like it was paint or a water slide decal, but man, it was thick. And as we were saying, that even the font style had all these raggy edges on it. And it just really looked untidy, I thought. Yeah, well, we just had a look around. We were saying we were measuring the paint thickness and the carbon thickness, and just for evenness of the carbon and all that sort of thing. I didn't find anything at all when I was ultrasounding it that I thought, it was bad. No voids or anything like that I found. But again, we spent more time thermal imaging it. Well, I was pleasantly surprised.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you say that?
Well, loads of frames as we were going through. You know, through here on this join, they're often, you know, the join is butted and it will have a heap of filler there. Some are wrapped. This one, the join was wrapped, and it was wrapped very neatly. And all the seams around here were joined very neatly. And as I said, somebody, a company or whatever, that took pride in their work. It wasn't just wham bam, get it out the door for whatever price, you know. It was somebody had taken care in the design, the execution of it, which I appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, some carbon you want to hide and some carbon you want to show.
Okay.
This carbon was one that I think we made the right decision, because have a look at it. It looks gorgeous, really. Any frame that we were stripping back to that level, we would certainly suggest to the owner, as we did to you, that maybe you should not paint back over this.
Yeah,
you know, because it really looks pretty.
Equipment that you've got.
Well, the thermal imaging isn't secret. The technique we use and the equipment we use, we keep to ourselves.
Yes.
I got really into researching flash thermology, and I thought it was quite amazing, but I didn't want to spend the 200k that it takes to get to that level.
200 grand.
200 grand,
wow,
yeah.
okay.
And that works by giving it an instant pulse of light, which gives it some heat, and you check out the thermal flow going through it. So kind of worked out a way to do it for a lot less money.
Yes.
And it just works amazing. As you saw, I think even from somebody who's never seen anything like that, anybody can look at that and go, wow.
Absolutely.
We're looking at how the carbon transmits the heat. So if you've got a crack or something, it interrupts the thermal path. And as I said to you, you've got to put a heat load into it, and you've got to take a photo and take it fairly smartly, because as the heat dissipates, so does the damage disappear. And it all just becomes one as the heat spreads evenly throughout it. So that's the trick, instant heat, and get your photo quick. You saw clearly, like around the back here, how you could see the extra layers of carbon fibre being laid in there for reinforcing around the back of the seat tube, which to me is amazing, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never seen, you know, it's not X-raying, but shit, it's getting close to it, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, absolute. I'll be interested to hear what you've got to say once you build it and ride it, how it compares, because that's the proof, you know, it can be built as well as anything, but if the actual design and all that of the frame is crap, well, it's still, it's no good, is it? But yeah, but as far as the manufacturing of the frame, the layup of the carbon, all that, I can't see anything that I have got any issues with, really.
What about the dickhead who put his finger on it when it was drying?
Have you eyes in the end of your fingers?
It's a sign.